Evening guys, hope you're all doing alright. I'd like to welcome you to GTSRL Season 39. Yep, just getting a message from race control there. I've got them in one ear. As I was saying, welcome to Season 39, Round 2 of EU Division 1 at Dragon Trail Gardens. It's lined up to be an interesting one. We've got a great choice of car, got a lot of good drivers. I've raced against a few of them and I can say personally how good they are. Apologies first of all for last week. I just didn't feel up to it and I didn't want to give you guys a bad race for the sake of it, or a bad commentary I should say. Second of all, Paul, if you're wondering where he is, I think he's commentating next gen race. We're just listening to race control. Things are about to kick off with the stuck checks. One lap practice race of course, and then we will get straight into it. As for the Caterham Crossbow, 247 horsepower for today, 718 kilograms as per GTSRL specification, powered by a 2 litre inline-4 turbocharged engine from Audi. We began production in 2008 and Caterham, the Austrian company, are still making these today. This is probably most famous for its appearance in a Top Gear episode where Jeremy Clarkson brought it, and if you remember that, super sticky tyres. We're on Sportsoft today, so we might not be seeing much of them, but I guarantee we will have a fun race. We're just getting into the stuck check now. I'm going to take this opportunity to make sure all the controls are working. We hear people revving their engines, ready to go for tonight. I'm going to make sure all the controls are working. I was having a few issues with the replay feature, but we should be able to iron them out fairly soon. And then we will introduce the drivers in between the break and the race kickoff / qualifying. So they're all revving their engines, getting ready to go. I'm just going to check the chat. I have got it open on my phone somewhere. Hello to the 3 people watching. MDC getting a good bad start. Killzone getting a jump on him. Lawrence leads them down into turn 1. Let's see what happens. It is just a stuck check, so they should all be taking it casually, but I suspect many of them will be using this as a chance to get in a practice start. Durgarat, aka Gary, will getting is off to a good start as well. He came from quite far back. Looking back in the field, I think we just saw someone go off then. I believe that was Cryonic Opal, just trailing them at the back, and Robert seems to be stuck. He has his hazards flashing. Don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. He will be given the chance to restart his router, of course. We saw also Gary there coming back. These might just be exiting. It just usually means if they go back to there, it'll be a crash. Did say it was a 1 lap race in the race briefing, so I don't know why they're exiting so soon, as we can see them crashing. There is our championship leader Olaf coming up to turn 10. This is a fun turn to go through. You have to navigate, I think it's 4 apexes. Very, very similar, well, clearly designed and inspired by the infamous Turn 8 at Turkey, where the drivers can pull up to 5G in fourth. Obviously on the simulator you don't feel that, but it's still a fun little corner. Let's have a look now as they come through the final, I guess, double left-hander, hairpin if you will. Robert is joining back, should be followed by Gary, and then once this is kicked, once this has ended and all the drivers are through and safe, we will begin introductions and whatnot. The checkered flag drops. MDC taking the win. He is our lobby host tonight. He's also in front in race control. I've got him in one ear and the game audio in the other. Sorry, just taking a drink. Jump back into spectator mode. Let's do that. So going through the field then, MDC, our lobby host for tonight. Just going to get the standings up on my screen here. MDC currently in 7th place. He won the stuck check race, I guess. I'm going to go through here, just making sure everyone is okay. Next down on the list we have Lawrence321. He is fairly new to the series, I'm guessing because he wasn't here last time I commentated, but then again I think that was back in season 37 or 8. Flying Dutchman, or Driving Dutchman I should say, Flying Dutchman, that's a old reference. Victor Knight. Then we have the championship leader Olaf. None of them yet to leave the pit lane. Actually, I think I just saw Gary leaving the pit lane there. Chronicopal, he was here last time as well. GTSRL.exe, clearly a very patriotic fan of the GTSRL Discord. Moga111 or Moga111, they're doing another stuck check. Vox Brackus, I'm going to say that's pronounced. Jenkster and Luco in P12, I think there's one more. Robert the Micro, yeah, or Micro, how do you pronounce that? Just going to have a look quickly at the team's championship, see if there's anything interesting going on there. Yep, so the one with the German name, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce, is leading the championship. Gary is in 2nd, and I believe, I'm doing this off memory, I could just got it right here, EXE is in 3rd. They're going for their 2nd stuck check of the night. Just got to make sure that they don't exit out like last time. But anyway, here we go, and they are off to a flying start. MDC dropping back again, but manages to cling it on, although Lawrence did get a good start in that purple and white 94 car. Further back in the field, they're all pretty bunched up. We're going to get on board now with Gary as he tries to get the move done around the outside of KLS 1. Comes into the turn 2-3 chicane. KLS just later on the brakes in that one, but Gary will be fighting back for it. Olaf just getting a great view here of the rest of the fight in front of him as we see him come through turn 5 there, down to turn 6. This is one of the more trickier corners on the circuit. He's very, very late apex to get it right, but he can cut a lot of curb, as we see the championship leader doing there. I do hope you can hear me, by the way, on stream. GTSRL back in 6th. I'm just going to call him EXE because they're all GTSRL members. At the back then we've got Opal. I'm going to put this back into dynamic view. He's dropped back into 10th, swiftly followed by Robert and, following swiftly Robert and Driving Dutchman. I'm going to say Flying Dutchman a lot in the 67 mobile. as they come down the straight, about 150 mile an hour down here. I'm just testing all the controls, making sure everything is alright. Yep, that should be good. Yeah, so we can see here the driver's telemetry. You can see the throttle control on the right, the brakes on the left, and everything about the car. Basically all the information they get. As we see, I think that was Olaf showing his 360 skills across the line there. Bit of a dangerous move, but oh well. We will get the results up in due time. I believe nobody got stuck that time, which is good to see, and we should be able to get qualifying underway. We're going to check if we have any more messages from race control after this. Everything seems fine. I'm going to jump back into the qualifying. Get a little mention there. But anyway, as we go out for qualifying, we will see what happens. We've got the all clear from MDC up in race control. So sorry, this is going to be a bit more of a practice session. I'm just going to have a quick look at this. I've got my laptop open next to me, that's where I'm getting all this data from, and that's how I can hear what's happening up in race control. Let's have a look. Didn't quite get to try the replays out then, but now well. Right, okay, we should be alrighty then. Reference to Ace Ventura. Shout out if you knew that one. Oh, that's an issue. I don't know why I'm staying with someone in the pit lane. Gary getting a bit loose on the gravel there. Backus doing the same, trying to find every 10th on this track as they head down towards turn 6. Gonna follow EXE around the twisty section. I think it's turn 6 all the way up to turn 10. Very left, right, back and forward. Will really upset the balance of these cars. I think Jeremy Clarkson has got on quote saying they have dual wishbone suspension. No idea what it does. I'm just as clueless as him, but nice line through there from EXE, who is 3rd in the championship. Not separated by much though, I will say that. Just over 10 points, I believe, separating 1st and 3rd. But it is only round 2, so there is still everything up for grabs. Hope maybe we will see a few surprise wins today. Who knows? Let us know your predictions in the chat. We see, I believe, someone at the back there exiting the pit lane just in shot. Let's have a look down the field. We'll go along with Victor here, just following, getting the slipstream off Jenkster. We'll ride on board with him as he goes for a lap of Dragon Trail Gardens. Into turn 1 now, very long snaily corner, hard to follow. You've got to take quite an early apex, but the curbing doesn't begin till late on. Jenkster having a big spin there, should be alright. Now on the brakes, into the chicane, cutting a lot of the chicane, taking quite a narrow line, just misses that curve, but the car gets a bit upset. Coming through turn 4, another right-hander, but you can carry quite a lot of speed through there, he'll gain a lot of speed. Similar to turn 2, turn 6 on here, sorry, at the Red Bull Ring. You can see there a little kink in the straight coming down to turn 6. Now very late apex, you want to use literally all of that runoff area, tarmac, whatever you want to call it. It's not tarmac, apex covers. As you come up through the twisty section, you want to get all the way to the left here for the over the crest for the upright right-hander. Same for the turn 8 this is. Getting a nice line through there. Now here's the fun one, turn 10. He hits the first apex, doesn't drift the car out too wide, hits the second one, gets on the brake, slows it right down, just misses the third one and hits the fourth one onto the run down to the second longest straight on the track. Coming up, gets on the brakes just before the 150 mark, turns it in nice and early between the double left-hander. Gets early on the power, just getting a bit sideways there as he comes onto the big straight now. He can hit speeds of about 140, 150 mile an hour, somewhere around this. Probably going to be closer to 130, 140 on fuel, full fuel. I've just been informed that the daylight will be changed. The time of day will be changing soon, as we see Gary pulling over for a rest at the side of the track. Can't sit there, Gary. Gotta get on with the race. Get back to the pits where it's safe. Let's have a look. We're gonna go into. We're gonna follow along with Lawrence now, number 94. Driving Dutchman, wishing everyone all the best. I do too. I hope everyone has fun in this race. That's the important part. But I really hope to see some close racing. I remember in Goodwood, season or two ago, we saw one of the closest finishes I've ever seen in the minis, I believe it was. Fun race that was to commentate. Very, very hectic battles up and down the field. Lawrence really attacking the curbs there through turn 2. Daylight has been changed and we are 1 minute out from qualifying. Quick drink as we begin to see the drivers. This is qualifying is always great because you get to see the true pace of the, or you get to see the true talent of the drivers. It really separates the boys from the men. As we hear the engines fire up for qualifying. MDC and Jagster refusing to give track position here. I don't think they're allowed to slipstream in this championship, so they will have to form a considerable gap for the meantime. But for the meantime, I should say, everyone will be trying to get round at full speed. I'm just going to check the chat, as I saw we had a few messages here. Do bear with me, I've got a lot of things to check on, making sure everything's in perfect working order. Yep, there's Victor for you, Luis, or Louis. You've got a fan there, Victor, or Vita, I should say Vita now. I don't know why I've been calling him Victor. Just never read that. Evening, Jerry. Hope you're having a good night. I know I am watching this as they all snake their way up towards turn 10. KLS1 leads the pack round, followed by Luco, Rob DeMicro, MDC, Gary there, GTSRL, EXE just putting a little bit more heat into them tyres, Lawrence, Jankster, Vita, Mogger, Olaf, the championship leader, Opal, and Dutchman, who's given himself quite a gap, I do have to say. Just getting a few practice starts, I believe, there. Fair enough, he's, you know, I think he's expecting to catch the pack, so we'll be sure to keep an eye on him, but he needs to get a move on if he wants to have time. But KLS begins his flying lap, and we've seen fly round turn 1. Luco doing the same, getting sideways there. Great move as Robert approaches the corner, nice and stable there from the German. MDC swiftly followed by Dergarat, or Gary as I'm going to call him. EXE doing the same, Lawrence in that nice purple Cadbury's-esque colour, followed by Jankster in a more Heineke Christmas kind of thing. That's the thing I think of when I look at that. I think green, red and white Christmas. I know it's not, but clearly a fan of Heineken. Vita there. Vox, don't know what he's doing. Seems to not being able to get heat into those tyres. Might have to go for another run. Got Olaf there, also doing the same. Burning. Oh, they're fuel burning, sorry, that's what they're doing. He seems sat in second gear. The gearbox will not like him for that. The 6-speed sequential, I think this one is. I can't remember if it's sequential or not. I know it is under custom balance of performance though, as we see, I think that was KLS just fly past there, or someone along those lines. Have a look with KLS as he crosses the line now. We're going to go into variable camera to follow him through the final 2 turns, see what time he can produce for us. He's already done a 1:56 on his outlap, so we will see what pace he will set. Luca though in hot pursuit, and Robert the Micro also come through the final corner. MDC right on his tail though. 1:46.7 as Luca instantly goes a second and a half faster or more. KLS not able to compete, but Robert the Micro going behind him. GTSRL putting it second. This is all provisional, remember that. MDC not having a too bad job, just 5 tenths off the leader. I see Lawrence there putting it 3 tenths above Luca. Luca they're having a big moment. Don't know what happened there. That will not be good for his tyres though. He will have to pit and get a new set, I'm assuming. Got to let everyone through. Don't know what he's trying to do, but we will look past that as GTSRL just seems to get through clean. MDC away and safe, which is what we like to see. Not exited out yet. Lawrence still in first, but we've still got KLS who's down in 8th now. Did set provisional pole. He will be second to cross the line, I believe. Let's have a look down further in the field. Gary not able to put a lap together, unlike him to be so far down. Yeah, we see Olaf coming into the pits for a fresh pair of boots. Opal putting his blinkers on, trying to get out the way of, I think that was KLS1 who's on a flyer. Gonna have a look, see Lawrence there also pulling up, making sure they don't lose any of that sorry, they don't gain any more fuel. See the white car, Robert the Micro in shot there. Lawrence having to do a little overtake on Luca. So far so good then. We've only seen one major incident, and I am looking up and down the field to try and keep this exciting. We see Opal doing a lot of fuel burning. He's really going for a 1 lap run here, isn't he? Nearly a minute off the back. He's wasted so much time. Who was that? Lawrence having a big moment there. Well, nearly had a big moment. Just managing to avoid it on the red stuff. Big line down the back straight there, or the middle straight. There's one in the middle. Who is Vita's teammate? I will get that information up for you in a second. Vita's teammate is... I can't read that. But anyway, we'll follow Vita around, seeing as he has a lot of fans. While I get this information up for you. Drifting it around there a little bit, kicking the tail out. MDC as well, as we just missed, kicking up dirt, but he's also on provisional pole by 3 tenths. We'll see if anyone can beat that. Obviously, as the time goes on, the times will get quicker. No track evolution in this game, unfortunately, but we have fuel, which can sort of add for that. The difference between a full fuel tank and an empty one can be anywhere from 6 tenths all the way down to all the way up to a few seconds. So it is crucial. You see the likes of Olaf and Opal there burning as much fuel as they can. That's because it makes so much more of a difference. Through the corners the car will be more planted on higher fuel, but it's them straights and the acceleration zones that will make all the difference. You just can't get off the line. It's like being in a go-kart, you know, the 50 kilo one, be dead loose around the corners, but in the acceleration zone someone who's 100, 200, you know, 200 kilos heavier might even will be a couple seconds a lap slower at, you know, at most. Gonna have a look. Opal still not being able to get any heat into those tyres. Didn't mean to do that. Jump on now with MDC as he comes through the turn 3 chicane, really attacking them curbs, as we see Gary just following him, also attacking them curbs. I'm just having a look to see who's... Vita's teammate is Loza. I don't think they are racing tonight unless I've missed someone. Yep, not racing tonight. Sorry, mate. It will be a disappointing run for... I feel like it's going to be another name I can't pronounce. Yeah, so Vita, the only one racing for Team 3. They've not submitted a name yet. So sorry, Louis. Fox setting a green sector, being followed by number 13 there, which will be Jenkster, who's still yet to set a lap. He's really trying to burn as much fuel as he can. He really wants to get one lap where he's good. As we see Olaf going purple, he's really attacked it. 1.1 seconds off the back of MDC, or off the front, and still managing to improve there. So great lap from him as we see him come through turn 6. What was the lap? 1:43.2. So you can see just how much difference the fuel makes. Someone who's on, he's got a bit more fuel there. Someone like Bacchus there. Obviously it will be pure pace. Olaf was the season 38 champion, so a lot to defend there. Vox going second, but you can see the difference the fuel makes. If you look just on the bottom left of your telemetry board, you can see Olaf's fuel is just under halfway, whilst Vox, has, you know, 3/4 left, and the difference is nearly a second. Obviously that will still be down to pure pace and talent, but the fuel will play a decent part in that. I'm going to have a look at the rest of them. Olaf going slow. I think qualifying will be coming to an end fairly soon. Last moment, people that have burned a lot of fuel, like Driving Dutchman and Jenkster, will be really pushing for it now. Dutchman seems to have gone back to the pits though. Whether that was a mistake or not, I do not know, but definitely an interesting tactic. Bacchus there showing us how to get sideways through the chicane. Cost him a bit though, only 0.091 off the top as they come through, off his personal best, as they come through turn 10, 11, 12 and 13 I think that is. Up to the double left-hander here. This is very similar to the Mexico track, obviously, if it's the other way round, where they have that weird sort of double hairpin over the crest anyway. Runs it very wide to try and get the best run he can onto the straight, but manages to cut it through. Great line there from the Brit as he comes across the line. Does he manage to improve? No, he doesn't. Gary now coming through turn 1. We're going to have a look to see who's next across the line. That will be Opal. Can he get better than P5 this time? No, we cannot. Next across the line will be... I'm just trying to find him here. No one yet. We see Mogger there coming close though, and just jumping through people. Driving Dutchman, he will probably improve on this given that he's just set a better time, but we will see. P13 cannot improve unfortunately, so we lost a few temps there in the final sector. Frantically jumping around. Apologies if it's making anyone dizzy, but I'm really trying to keep up with who's where. I'm gonna have a look. Opal there, trying to go for another run. We've got Luco there. Lawrence has backed out of that lap. Luco, can he get approved from P8? No, he cannot. 1.4 seconds off his personal. Gonna have a look. Killzone now coming towards the line. Is he going to improve from temps? Killzone KLS1. No, he cannot. Now Robert DeMicro is coming down the straight just in front of, or sorry, I should say just behind EXE. He will be getting a nice little toe off him. Gary will also be able to get a toe. Will he be able to snatch pole from Olaf? 8 temps off so far. Gary taking a tighter line than we saw Bacchus take. Will he be able to snatch it? They're coming through the line. He's going to have a great slipstream off Robert and GTSRL. Double slipstream. Improves by 0.035, but doesn't quite set pole. So it looks to me like Olaf will be on pole unless Bacchus here can snatch it. We haven't followed his lap, but we will be impressed if he can. What do you think? No, he's 4 tenths off. Shame. So they're all parked up in the exit entrance of turn 1, I see. So qualifying is coming to an end. Jenkster, can he improve off last? Yes, he can improve, but not quite up to the pace of driving Dutchman over a lap. No worries though. The race is not won on a Saturday, so, and from what I've seen from this league, everyone is pretty evenly matched. The gap from P1 down into P14, just over a second. So you can see how marginal differences really make a difference. Sorry, marginal gains really make a difference. Gonna just listen out for race controls commands then, see what they have to say, make sure everything has gone smoothly. I don't think anyone else is improving. Nope. We're just chilling now. I can see everyone's chat. To the 9 people joining us, hope you're having a good night. Make sure you put your predictions in the chat. Who do you think is going to claim this one? Will it be Olaf? Will Gary manage to snap the championship lead off him? Or will EXE, who is qualified 5th, will he be able to jump Gary? The points difference then, Olaf 49 points, followed by Gary, who's 41.5. So, and then EXE, who is 37 points. So the gap between Gary and EXE will be easily closed this race if EXE can pull off a good one. Just getting some news in from race control. Race 1 is starting. Getting back into spectator mode. Oh. And then we will be getting on with it. Let us know who you think has the best livery as well. I know I haven't really gone through the liveries, but there are quite a few ones. We've got Lawrence here with the standout purple Cadbury's-esque style livery. We've got Driving Dutchman in the blue and reddy orange colour. This is just what I'm going off here. I can't really go into any other view. We've got Olaf with this sort of disco lines across the cyan and magenta. Love that simplistic design. Then we've got Mogga here with the GTSRL.TV logos splashed all around his car, black and green, as the final kicks off. Robert and Gary, that will, I think, oh, there we go, Gary's entered. Robert in the white car. We saw that coming down the back straight in qualifying. The engines are already revving. Everyone trying to burn some fuel, burn some rubber. Grid of expos. There we go. Just get the qualifying screenshots just in case anyone needs them. So Olaf sits on pole on the right hand side, but Gary is always on his gearbox. Bacchus will be behind him as the lights go on for round 2, and they are green, green, green as they go down to turn 1. MDC getting a lot of wheel spin there off the line. That might cost him dearly. Yeah, Opal managing to get the jump on him, but back at the front, Olaf still leads. Great start from him. Gary swiftly on his heels though, managing to pull a bit of a gap there to Bacchus, but behind him Opal managing to get into P4. Great start from him, but EXE will be having none of that unless Opel can defend it on the inside. No, he cannot. Back further in the field then, bit of contact there from Lawrence in the purple car. Back here in 9th, we'll go up front. Gary, Vox and EXE benefiting nicely from the slipstream of Olaf, who leads them into turn 6. Vox thinking of a move there, can't quite make it stick. Going to go back down further in the field. Opel and Luca running very wide there. MDC will be on the inside. Anything, will he be able to pull a move as they head through the S section? No, they cannot. Driving Dutchman leads them through the final sort of cutback section, getting very loose there. Managed to hold it just as they all come over the crest and down the hill through turn 10. Now this is a great opportunity to go side by side if you can close the gap coming through the S's, as we see. I'm going to switch just to a different camera there. See Lawrence there, I think it looked like, going for a move on Opel, who's dropped back into 6th from 4th. We didn't quite catch when that happened. I'm assuming it's just on the straight now as they come through the final corner. Quite hard to follow through there, but you have this massive straight at the end, willing, you know, to help you out and close the distance you lose. Turn 1 as well, not the best for following, but you can close quite some distance in the run down to turn 2. So as they come across the line, Opel leads them into turn 1, followed by Gary, Bacchus and GTSRL, who's feeling the pressure from Lawrence in 5th, Opel in 6th, MDC down in 7th as Luco and Robert the Micro battle for 9th, 8th respectively and 9th. KLS1, what great seat of the battle. Victor down in 11th. Margot in 12th, just entering the chicane, and Dutchman might be going for a move. No, he's not. He's going to wait till the straight, followed by Jenkster, who's just over half a second back, I should say. Back in, then we go, maybe go too wide. Yes, we are. We're going to see a move for 3rd there. Vox getting it done on the straight, or defending on the straight. GTSRL not quite managing to make it stick. But back behind them you can see Opel there trying to defend a move from Lawrence in the purple and orange car. Not managing, Lawrence just dropping back there. Opel doing a pretty good job to defend, managed to get up into 5th from 6th. Started in 6th, I believe. Olaf really stretching his legs now. 1.7, 1.8, that gap will expand down the straight as Gary just loses out on the slipstream, but not to worry because Vox Bacchus will be feeling the heat, so Gary will have all his energy concentrated on catching him. As we look back here, EXE going fine, and oh Jesus Christ, Vox has gone off the track. Didn't quite catch what happened there. See if we can get a replay. The replay is working. We're going to go to Vox here. Did he get spun out or did he just lose out? Let's have a look. Oh, just went wide and hit the barrier. Lethal place to come off that. Managed to rejoin just in front of MDC in 6th. But we'll jump back now to the race where Olaf still leads and Gary is just behind him. Opel managing into 4th after Vox's collision. Can he hold him behind? We'll have to wait and see. Opel picking up a penalty. He will have to burn that in the penalty zone. That will be costly given how close the grid is. How far will Opel drop back? He's down in 5th. MDC going for a move on the outside. Will Vox also make a move? Yes, he will. He's going on the inside through turn 6. Great overtaking spot this. Will Opel be able to hold on though? We're going to ride on board with him, I believe. Yes, we are. As he begins pursuit for NDC. They're going to go side by side through the S's now. Opel just having the advantage and managing to escape that. EXE in 3rd, so championship order takes the front, a bit like watching F1. Olaf, Gary and GTSRL leading the way. Lawrence in 4th, with just over a second between him and MDC, who will be hot on his heels in a few laps. Opel wasting no time though, trying to storm his way up to 4th where he was before. Back of the field now, Robert the Micro is going to be fine, but if you look at the back there, we saw Mogger maybe looking for a move on Vita. Didn't quite happen though. Jenkster at the back of the pack there, doing a good job sticking at it. as he comes through the last turn I should say. Olaf comes down towards turn 2. Gary extending his lead on Gary I should say to nearly 3 seconds. GTSRL EXE has been set free though and will be able to push like crazy up to him. We'll keep an eye on him in the next few laps. As we're going to look back now, MDC and Opel now will be battling it out. Vox will have a piece of that though if he can get close enough. The straight line speed here is enormous, so Opel right on his bumper there. Look at that. Does they go 2-3 wide maybe? Yeah, 2 wide, with Vox not quite being able to get anything done. And we're going to see a move here from Lawrence, or MDC I should say, as he takes nice apex. He's going to sit in the slipstream, try and take a nice line so we can get the jump on Lawrence in the straight. Lawrence seems to be struggling though, he's not quite hitting the apex. You can see there, he's just running wide ever so slightly, and that's giving MDC the means to catch up in the dirty air. Taking a tighter line there, then Lawrence drifting out a lot wider though, as they come towards the straight. Full power now, don't think he's going to catch up, but we will keep an eye on that gap as they look down the inside there from Cryonic. Will he be able to make it stick? Nope, he's just going to tuck in behind and fight another day. But there is contact, Vox forced wide by Opel, just having a little moment there. No harm caused, but Opel does get on the grass. That will leave him exposed to Vox, who is in 7th. Will he be able to get the move done before turn 1? He's coming quick, he's got the slipstream, he's got the paper, he doesn't quite have the gap closed. Nope, he's not going to be able to make it stick, but he will probably on the straight. Back in front now, Olaf leading by nearly 5 seconds to Gary, who's not quite be able to make the pace. He will be now worried about a threat from EXE. Lawrence quite with a 2.6 second gap and widening to EXE. MDC just behind him, getting very close to the edge of the track. Vox and Luco trailing him. Robert and KLS make up the top 10 as we go into the P11. P12, Mogger not having the best of races, but I'm sure he will be enjoying this. Same with Driving Dutchman and Jenkster, who is 30 seconds off the back of the leader. Gonna have a look now as there's a bit of a scrap there going through the S's. Looks like Lawrence has managed to gain a place from Opel, but will Opel be able to take that back through the S's? He's going to have a look a little bit down the inside. Nope, he's going to wait till the straight. Good battle here for 4th. Looks like the top 3 have already got a decent gap to each other, although GTSRL will keep pushing as they go on to the final lap here. Olaf just about to cross the line, it seems. We'll see someone running wide there. That was Bacchus again. He really does not like that corner. See if we can get a bit of a look there. Yep, just hits the barrier. Unlucky for him, but oh well. Down into 8th as they enter the final lap. Olaf there having it very under control. You can see the double wishbone suspension, or whatever it's called, dual wishbone, acting up there. MDC leads the 4, 5, 6 pack down through the chicane there. Oh, Opel, little death wibble there. Little death wobble, not wibble. It's not jelly. Oh, bit of contact there. Vox getting loose but managing to catch it. Robert will be trying to close that gap. Will he have the pace? We will see. Oh, that's 6th. Robert not quite getting the move done, but he did force Bacchus defensive, so he could have something in the S section, although it doesn't look like it. KLS1 managing to cling on, doing a great job there. Just watching as Olaf leads them through turn 10. MDC just enters that corner. Not a particularly easy place to follow, as we'll ride on board with Cryonic Opel. As they come down the straight on the final lap, Olaf exits the final turn as they comes as he comes up to the line, takes the race 1 win. Gary will just follow him as he gets close to the pit lane. Little wibble there. EXE not quite able to close the gap, but MDC, Lawrence and Opal coming in 4th, 5th and 6th, very close to each other. Luca bringing it home in 7th, Bacchus 8th, Robert the Micro 9, KLS 10, Vita in 11th, Mogger 12th, and Jenkster will bring it home in 14th. Good drive from everyone there. Hope they enjoyed it. Just gonna take a quick drink. So yep, that seems to go ahead without any faults, which is good. And you see the final results there. See who took the one, or know who took the win. Olaf there receiving the winner's wreath. You can see the red and yellow race suit as everyone backs up the track map. Did not like that at all. Great racing there from the rest of them. Good job. We've got 2 more of them to come. I'm just gonna check, make sure everything's okay. Yep, we're good. Driver's just having a little break there. Sausages of death, as MDC refers to it. When he says sausages of death, I believe he's referring to the inside curves of turn 2 and 3. They are pretty lethal. We saw a lot of drivers, particularly Gary and Olaf, attacking them, getting up on 2 wheels, which you can do in these cars because they're very low to the ground. They do bounce around a lot. But the joys of driving a track car, eh? No one leaving the pit lane, everyone just having a breather. Hope you enjoyed that at home if you are watching. Leave your predictions for round 2 in the comments as well. Always great to hear from the spectators. Bill, I have to agree with you there. Brilliant racing. Very clean, strong, dominant drive from Olaf, which is... Can't say didn't expect that. He did command last season with a considerable gap, but Gary here will be trying to challenge that. Just gonna have a look at the other comment. EXE all the way. We've got a fan there for the. Ooh. Have to pull for an original gangster, right? Well, Bill, we hope EXE has a good race. He did come in 3rd last time, but he was closing the gap to Gary, so who is on controller with an injured knee. Also, they broke it doing hopscotch, I believe he was playing. Fractured his Achilles, but he's still got more pace than ever before, so can't fault him there. I did promise him I'd insult him at least once, so there you go, Gary, love you. No one deciding they need any more practice. Just gonna wait till the race. We have had MDC just letting us know that it will be underway soon. Just having a look, making sure everything's alright. Yep, everything is alright. So we've got Bill who thinks EXE will win. Won't surprise me. Oh, if he's a friend or indeed him. We've got Louis who thinks Vita might take this one. Be nice to see. He didn't have too good a race 1, but race 2 should give him another opportunity to fight for those higher positions. As the race begins, we're gonna keep our eyes on the top 3. Gary got caught up battling at the start as well, which didn't help him at all, so maybe he will be given the chance for free air, given that he can close the gap to Olaf a lot quicker. He might be able to do something with that. But the drivers have lined up on the grid, they are ready to go. We will be seeing what the EU Div 1 can do in round 2. The lights begin to go on, 5 lights. And it's green, green, green for round 2 of EU Div 1 on a Monday night. Gary gets a decent start, but so does everyone behind him. We're going to have a look in the middle of the pack. MDC coming under threat there from Opel, who's desperate to make up their position. Already up into 5th, dips a wheel in the grass. Olaf getting a brilliant start. GTSRL also doing the same. You see Luco going around the outside of someone there. It's great move. Pack's already mixing up. We see Robert the Micro losing positions to KLS1, who's up in 10th now. We've got Micro who goes going around the outside of the chicane. Can he make it stick? No, we cannot. Back up in front. We've got considerable gap already from Gary to Olaf, and GTSRL is only half step as he goes down the inside. Can he realize that there's contact between them? Oh no! EXE is out to slow. Gary managing to recover it, taking the line. Opel doing a great job up into 4th from 6th. Lawrence also in 5th. He finished ahead of that big pack MDC, having enough of that as he follows him through the curves there. Fox coming under threat from Luco and Robert as we see someone go very wide at the top of their hill there. I believe that must have been Vita, who's down at 11. Sorry, Louis, but doesn't look like he's going to be in the top 3 as Olaf already building a 1.5 second gap. What a drive he's put, what a show he's putting in. See Lawrence there flashing his lights, trying to get around Opel. He wants to go faster, just can't, even though he's got the slipstream down the straight. There's a big gaggle of them. This is a great fight for 4th. We've got 3 or 4 evenly matched drivers. We see a few of them dipping wheels on the grass there. Opel managing to stay pretty close to GTSRL as we're going to ride on board now with Opel as he tries to pursue GTSRL on the inside, getting a bit sideways there. You can see the slipping of the car. I actually saw something that said that theory where the car, if it's slightly sideways, it's just on the edge of grip, but Kreinik there nearly running out of it as he goes over the sausage curbs of death. Putting that theory to good use behind him. Lawrence not managing to close that gap. MDC though will be looking around the outside. What's he going to do? Lawrence goes defensive. MDC managing to take the position but has contact with Opel, who has a very, very bad line there. Loses a bit of space there to the following 2, managing to keep the gap to GTSRL, who just cannot keep up with Olaf and Gary there. Gary even struggling behind the snowman as they fly through there. Opel really likes to get that car sideways. He really likes to show off what he can do. He likes to show where he knows where the grip is. He knows this track. He's commanding that car through the turn 10 complex as they nearly go 3 wide down the straight. No, Lawrence MDC backing out of that, but GTSRL managing to hold the position. Might not be able to do that for much longer. Doesn't look like anyone's had any incidents round the back, although Vita might be trying to pull a move on KLS. He cannot make it stick, but he's got the whole straight. Jenkster having a poor lap 2, but we thank him for staying in as we fly around towards turn 1. Very high speeds through there. Opel not managing to stick on the gearbox of EXE quite as much as he would like. MDC reining him in, swiftly followed by Lawrence and Bacchus, who was up into 3rd in the first race, if you didn't quite catch that. Just missing out on third because he went wide at the final hairpin-ish thing. Fastest lap set by Olaf, 1:43.4. Not a bad right. Ooh, nearly there. Opel not quite managing to get it stuck there either. He follows the whole lap. It must be so frustrating if you are Opel right now, because he just can't get around. He's shown he's got the pace to go faster, but he just can't quite find a way around. As famous Murray Walker once said, one thing to catch up, another thing to pass. As we see there, Gary taking his time, knows he can't quite catch up, but he's built up a very, very nice gap to EXE and Olaf. We're going to have a look further down the field now in 11th. We also have quite a close-knit pack here, starting at P10 and ending at P13, with Mogger just following them behind. We're going to see any overtakes for the position here. No, we are not. They aren't going to quite get round. Vita having a look down the inside, can't quite make it stick. Can't force the error. KLS1 showing his consistency as he sends it round. Olaf now brings them onto lap 4. Where has the time gone? We see a big fire hit. Oh, taking a slightly different line there from GTSRL, probably trying to give his tyres a break, let the car fly around. Oh, someone sideways. MDC has got onto the grass and is sideways. Was there contact? That's terrible, terrible for the lobby hosts. We go back as we see him, oh, just puts a wheel on the grass, gets caught on the curbing, spins his way around. Massive shame for him. He manages to recover it in P9. What a shame there for MDC. As we jump back to the race, not much has changed. Oh, might be seen Paul trying to go around. No, can we get another look at that? Yes, we can. So EXE just taking his line there. Opel managing to get alongside, doesn't quite manage to make it stick. Unlucky there for Opel. Who do you think's going to win this one, guys? Oh, I say win. Who do you think is going to take P4? Will it be Opel or will it be EXE? We're seeing a thrilling fight. Opel manages to send it by the outside, turn 11, 12, going side by side down the straight. Opel gets it done before the straight, but giving EXE that crucial slipstream. He has to take a more compromised line though, so he might not be able to make it stick. Is Opel going to go defensive? Oops, sorry. Is Opel going to go defensive? No, he's not. He has managed to make it stick. Now EXE will be in his wake as they both travel around the double heaven. Everyone taking different lines through there. Some people like to really drift it out wide, give them a nice run down the straight. Others like to keep it tight, keep it close knit to have a better acceleration out of the corner, or better entry into the second half of the corner. That was a stunning move there from Opel all the way around the outside of turn 10, 11 and 12. I'm counting that as 3 different corners. If you don't think that's right, then let me know. Opel there, ooh, another death wobble. Them curbs do not agree with his setup or his car, whatever you want to call it. I know they're not allowed setups, but GTSRL is gonna look down the inside there. Just gets ahead before the corner. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can, but he's gonna take a shallower line through there. They just keep trading places, these two. Opel getting side by side as they head towards the S's. You can see the vibrations going through the car as they head over the curbs, as Opel manages to take third, forcing EXE the long way around. But now EXE's got the inside line, pushing Opel, giving him one back. Ooh, just managing to cling on there, the Australian, or the New Zealand, I don't know. Terrible with flanks. Anyway, coming into turn 10. Lawrence there at the back there with oops, sorry. Lawrence there trying to get a piece of this. Can he make it stick on GTS? Well, Opel going very wide there. I don't know if you saw that, but he just went extremely wide at the exit of turn 12. No, Lawrence not managing to make a move on EXE, although it did look close. I know I'm focusing a lot on that battle. Speaking of battles, Mogger, Dutchman and KLS1, sorry, or MDC, are quite closely knit, I believe. Yes, they are. Dutchman gonna have a look down the inside of MDC, who had that very bad crash. But anyway, back at the front, EXE and Lawrence. Opel will be wanting to back them two into each other so they can keep scrapping and he can get on. Might not be able to catch Gary. Last lap, final. So 5 seconds on the final lap. Doesn't look possible, but you never know. Gary could make a mistake, although he's a very, very consistent driver. We will have to see Opel in third comfortably. He's sitting on the podium, followed by Lawrence, Robert, Vox, who's got a lot of speed there, Luco in 8th, KLS in 9th, sitting pretty, although MDC might be able to change that. No, we cannot. KLS will lead going into turn 7. Dutchman just behind them, followed by Mogger, Jenkster, who's managed to get into P13, and Viter down in 14th. So sorry, Louis, but the favourite is at the back of the grid at the minute. Shame there. I'm gonna have a look now. Opel leads them round EXE and Lawrence. Lawrence will be looking to get the move done before the final hairpin. Might see a drag race on the straight. Opel, they're going very wide again. So this could be interesting if any of them make any errors. Nope, they all seem to get in the entry fine. But it's Olaf who comes across the line in second for the second race of today, swiftly followed by Gary, and the battle that everyone's been watching so far, the battle for third. Opel managing to take third, EXE 4th, Lawrence 5th, Robert De Micro is 6th, Vox 7th, Luco 8th, KLS takes 9th, Dutchman 10th, MDC 11th after that big mistake there from him, Mogger 12th, Viter comes across the line in 13th, so Jenkster I think made a mistake. We'll go see if that was any recently. Nope, he just managed to get round him. Ah well. Great move there from Viter then, through the last corner. So the winner then, Olaf, started from pole, led every single lap, had a clean race from the start. Gary just couldn't quite keep up, but let's have a look, see what's happening in the chat. Welcome to the stream, William. Oh, I know you've been maybe watching since the start, but welcome. Same to you, Bill. Glad you're getting back into racing, mate. It is very fun. Unfortunately, work does get in the way of a lot of them, but it is nice to see more people finding the time to get back in and join the racing community. If any of you are wondering where Paul is, by the way, I know I've said it before, but he's commentating the Next Gen series. I've heard ridiculous things about that. Them guys are almost aliens. Not to say that we don't have our fair share of fast lot here, as Olaf very much proof so. We are on break right now. I'm just going to go refill my water bottle. Won't be a second. In the meantime, discuss amongst yourself in the chat. And we are back. Race 3 has just been confirmed for a green. We shall be going to the grid any second now. Just got to sort out the entanglement of wires that I have found myself in. Here we go. Yep, we're good. Hey guys, are you enjoying this race so far? This will be a 12 lap race for those of you who didn't see, so double the distance or both of them two other races combined. The engine firing on all cylinders here. There will be a bit of strategy involved in here. I believe the drivers have to make a mandatory pit stop, so the field will be a bit more separated, but strategy is always fun to watch, always fun to see what other people are coming up with. Anyway, we go to the grid now for last race of the night, and it's 5 lights and then green, and the drivers are away. Opel, they're getting a brilliant start. I'm going to jump back on with him now as they head down towards T1. Olaf also getting a good start. Gary though managing to stick with him this time. Opel losing out a bit there in the first corner. GTSRL forced him in the long way round. He's going to take a look at Gary. No, he cannot get round. Back in the pack, everyone taking a single file line through here, apart from P14 there, Jenkster, who's managed to get around Mog, but Dutchman also might be able to do the same. We'll see how the strategy works. Will Gary be able to keep with Olaf this time? Let us know in the chat, see what you think. We'll be able to see that in due course. Opel there dipping a tyre on the grass, managing to recover it though, just. Lawrence will be picking up the dirt from that. And Robert the Micro will be back here. Back in 6th, I should say. Don't know what I said here. Great start from him. Opel in 4th, keeping on the back of GTSRL, who managed to jump him at the start. Opel and Gary separated by just over half a second, and then a second for EXE, who's coming under threat maybe from Opel. Nope, he's going to stick inside as they come into the braking zone there. Sending it very, very wide. We did see EXE, that wasn't EXE, was it? That was Bacchus. Was in P3, where EXE is now. Lose it at that last corner, and it would cost him dearly in the long run. So as they come around turn 1, Opel leads them, followed by Gary and GTSRL, but not for long as Opel feels the threat off Lawrence. Robert will be having a look, seeing what he can do. Backus down in 7th, Vita in 8th, managed to get himself up from 13th down into 9th, but there's contact there from MDC, who absolutely sends it down the inside. Well, a move there from him as they go 3 wide. I don't think there's been a change in the top 5, so we'll follow this. Vita in the middle of them, just trying to find Vita. Now Dutchman might be getting his hands in the ring. Luco and Vita, Luco absolutely squeezing there as they come through turn 6. Big fight there, big pack of them all the way up to 12. A lot of cars of that will be one to watch. Drivers don't want to push too hard though, it is quite early doors in the race, so strategy could be a big thing. Here's the yellow flag. I wonder who's got off. Oh, who was that we just saw there? I didn't quite catch it. That was Backer again off. We'll see what happened here. We'll jump back for a replay. Just got on the dirt, it looked to me. I don't think, can we get any more time on that? So he's coming through, gets on the grass. Oh no, we've gone back. He's now 5 seconds behind everyone else. Race control have not said anything, so racing as normal. I'll put it back into this camera. See GTSRL now coming under threat from Olaf. Will Opel be able to stick it round the inside of turn 1? Yes, he can, but it's not done yet because Lawrence wants to get involved again. Can he make it stick? Whoa. We nearly saw contact there from them two, but they managed to keep it clean. Great racing from all 3 of them there. Michael will be having the best seat in the house as we look back with him. Still this huge pack though, formed all the way down from about P7 all the way down to P12 as we see KLS trying to pull a fast one on the flight on the driving Dutchman. Sorry, driving Dutchman, I keep mispronouncing your name. The 73 car managing not to get one, losing places, sorry. Will be under threat from Vita if he can hold it. We just saw him in the back there. See if we can get Vita inside with KLS on the dirt. Will he pick up a penalty? Don't think so. Vita now on KLS, who's up in 10th. There's a big pack here. Meanwhile, GTSRL EXE's managed to get his way around Opel. So has Lawrence though. So yeah, but Opel made a mistake, or he just couldn't handle the pressure from them both. Either way, that is your new top 5 as they come down the straight. We're busy watching the fight for P8. All coming down the straight, single file now. Who's going to be the brave one that steps out of slipstream and gets the move done? Will it be Lawrence or will it be Opel who manages to jump in the inside? Doesn't look like any of them are going to go for a move down into turn 1. Although Opel has a big slide there. Ooh, and he takes out Robert DeMicro with him. Nearly done the same thing. So it came off at the same place MDC did. Get another look at that. We'll go again in a second. Yeah, we'll have another look at this. So comes into the corner, gets on the grass as usual. Bit of contact with Lawrence, I think it was. Contact with Lawrence, gets sideways, overcorrects. Robert DeMicro goes with him onto the grass. Unlucky there for the 3rd place podium sitter. Anyway, he's up into 9th. We'll be seeing if he can charge through the field. Big gap there. Feel bad for Robert DeMicro, but he managed to make a place out of it, so I doubt there'd be many tears shed for that. Lawrence battling now, coming side by side with EXE cutting him off, commanding that line through turn 10s, 11 and 12. We see there Lawrence taking a different line to try and use the air to push the car to the circuit. The little aero these cars have, they are quite fun to drive. They rely a lot on mechanical grip. Not quite managing to stick the move though through there. Robert the Micro will be feeling the pressure from MDC as Opal getting himself in that big mix there. He's had this pack the whole race, so it'll be quite cool to see if what Opal can do when he's in a pack like this. Usually we only saw him battling with one or two other drivers, but now he's in the pack, he's going to have 4 or 5 people coming for that position, so he's going to have to defend like crazy while being careful not to push too hard. Olaf with a 2-second lead to Gary. Gary not quite being able to catch up, although at this time last race the gap was nearly 5 seconds, so Gary has found an extra couple attempts through there. Might be trying to figure out where Olaf is going wrong, but Olaf leads the pack rather comfortably with a nearly 5-second gap to EXE there. So you see them sliding and skidding their way through turn 6. Have a look behind here, Dutchman, everyone taking wide lines apart from KLS. Opal though managing to almost drift it towards the inside there. They're going to go side by side through the S's. Opal gets the move done just as they come through the cutback bit. Great driving there from him. Saw KLS's little mistake. You just saw that he went a tad little bit too shallow on the apex, and Opal just pounced. Great racecraft from him. Mugger in 11th, followed by Bacchus, who had that mistake in race 1 and in race 2. We saw him come off on the S sectors. Vita having a moment there, he spins. Oh, what a shame for him. We'll see if we can get what happens. Spins a few times. What happened here? Comes sideways and then just gets onto the sand pit. Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Let's hope he sticks with it though. There's still points for 14th, I believe, so every reason to keep on going. Looks like the track's calmed down a bit. The strategy will be settling in. As we see Lawrence having a little bit of a slide there. That's going to cost him dearly down the straight though. Swig of water for the final 6 laps. Opal back up into 6th. Great driving from him as he gets around driving Dutchman there. Easy in the background. Another couple cars closing in. That will be the likes of Luco and KLS, who are side by side now through turn 5. Luco's just got the overlap there, but KLS might be able to pull a switch back. No, he can't. Oh, big contact though. KLS punting Luco out of the way. I think he's gonna, yeah, he's letting him through. Great sportsmanship from KLS. See if we can get a quick little look back at what happened there. So we're gonna ride on board with, no we're not, sorry, messed up my buttons. Gonna ride on board with KLS, comes into the corner, carries a lot more speed than Luco, just sends him sideways. Unlucky for Luco. That's gonna cost them both time, but I'm sure the letting him back through will be just fine. See Olaf having a bit of a moment. We are still in the replay mode. We're going to cut back through to lap 7 where he's managed to pull a 4-second gap. MDC coming into the pits at just over halfway. He same with Opal and Dutchman. You noticed MDC and Opal have big slides. So them tyres will be feeling the heat. But anyway, big battle for 3rd here. Yet again, Lawrence managed to close the gap. GTSRL forced to go the long way, the short way round, around the chicane as they go side by side, drag racing towards turn 6. The purple carpets, the default livery of the crossbow, squeezing right round the outside of turn 5. Lawrence ahead as they come down to turn 6. Can GTSRL AXE do anything to defend it? No, he cannot. He's dropped back. Lawrence has the position, although there is still another half lap to go before lap 8, so we could see something happening there. Further down the field, the strategy has separated, although we did see just a fight there. P11 and KLS and Mogger coming out of the pit. Oh, I just heard the tyres screeching then. Looks like Lawrence or EXE had a big slide. Flashing his lights there as he comes through. daylight is setting now, which is going to be in the sun is going to be in the driver's eyes. We see Vox coming over the crest there. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. We have had a lot of fights. We're going to see another move from EXE coming into the double hairpin. Can he? Yep, he's managed to make it stick, but he's going to give Lawrence that crucial toe down the straight as we ride on board with him. He's going to have the better acceleration, he's going to have the higher top speed, and he's going to be able to get a move on around turn 1. GTSRL making attempt to go defensive, gets a bit squeamish on the entrance, manages to just hold it. You can see he looks very uncomfortable in that car. Don't know what happened. Very late on the brakes though. He seems absolutely slight. He's going to compromise his line through turn 3. Ooh, big wobble there. Should be alright though. Yep. Managing to hold it. Now we're going to jump back onto variable camera, the outside view. You see GTSRL Lawrence gaining very quickly, but just not managing. Able to get around the outside. No, he's just going to take a racing line, try and jump him on the corner exit, which he might do. Saw the speed Lawrence there carrying through turn 6. What an exit from him. He's going to try and get it side by side. EXE's tyres must be dying. He's going to pit soon. We'll see if we can get that telemetry up. Yes, we can. Tyres won a decent amount, to be fair. Let's have a look. Tyre differences between 3rd and 4th. You can see there, Lawrence just having a little bit more tyre life. EXE going very defensive there. Yeah, EXE has really worked them tyres. You can see the difference. Lawrence has got almost nowhere. That's great tyre saving from him. We're going to go back to the leaderboard. The leader is in the pit, so is Gary. Will the rest of them follow? EXE heading for the pits. Lawrence choosing to stay out. He has the better tyres. He's going to try and go an extra lap longer and go for the overcut on EXE. Now we'll see what Box can do as we look down the field. Robert the Micro and Opal fighting for P7. There might be a pit stop in there somewhere. Nope, Robert the Micro manages to hold on to that position. Great driving there, pushing Opal out the way. None of them choosing to pit. I think this lot have already boxed, that might be why. So out in front, Lawrence leads currently. Olaf right on his tail there. Them two will not want to be battling. Slow the both of them down, particularly Lawrence, who needs to get that jump on GTSRL, who is... Ooh, Backus having a moment there. I'm going to have a look. Don't know why he's just letting Olaf through. Lawrence going to try and defend though. Interesting. Lawrence just wants to race. He's not thinking about position there. He needs every 10th he can if he wants to come out in front of the EXE. Gonna see Lawrence leading. Oh, this will hold up Olaf, which will do wonders for Gary, who's 6 seconds back, or 5 seconds back. 6 seconds the gap from Vox to GTSRL. Will Olaf be will Lawrence be coming into the pits this lap? We'll have to keep an eye out for him. Fighter managing to do a decent recovery drive. 7 seconds off the back of Jankster after we saw that horrific spin. We're just going to see Lawrence coming out the last corner. He's going to dive into the pits. Be interesting to see where he comes out. Robert the Micro and over there and Opal still going at it. Robert the Micro refusing to give up that place. We see Opal just setting a new personal fastest, or new race fastest lap, I should say. 3 seconds now, the gap between him and Gary. 3 seconds the fight cost Olaf, so I'm guessing it's about the same for Lawrence, who comes out of the pits in P5. That is not good news for him. Sorry, P5. He's gapped to lead at 15 seconds, so that means the gap is about 5 seconds. Roughly the same time Olaf lost battling him. If that's bad strategy call from Lawrence. I know he wants to race, I know he wants to get his elbows out, but you know, there's a time and a place, and when you're fighting for a podium position, you just can't afford to do that. Lawrence will have to put in one hell of a drive if he wants to pass MDC and EXC. A lot of three-letter names in this series, I've noticed. Might just because I'm abbreviating them, but we'll have a look now around the track to make sure. Check in with Opal and Micro, who's managed to get into P6 and P7. Someone must have come into the pit lane. Gonna have these two scrapping it. Opal getting very far into the runoff there. He's gonna have a good run on to the German. Will he be able to close that gap? No, he cannot. So he's going to wait till the main straight. Meanwhile, Olaf comes round turn 1, swiftly followed by Gary 4 seconds back. Then a 7-second jump all the way to EXE. Then just over a second and a half, MDC in 4th. Then Lawrence down in 5th. Cost him dearly that fight with Olaf, which he was never going to win realistically. Then 6th, Robert the Micro. Opal battling his way into 7th. Luco in 8th. Oh, didn't mean to press that. Where were we? Oh, Backer's having a moment. Oh, just caught it there. We're going to have a look back, see if we can spot what happened. Was it contact or was it just a dodgy line? It looked to me like just a dodgy line. Yep, just got on the grass. Same place MDC lost it in the first race. Managing to have a much swifter recovery there. The Welshman managing to hold off KLS1. Unlucky for him. Bit of tyre screeching there, sorry about that. Jenkster down in 13th and 6 seconds. Vita managing to close a second and a half onto him, so we can't be doing too badly. I'm just going to have a look, check for any fights. Lawrence there getting very wide. He will be pushing like crazy. He might have a slight tyre advantage over GTSRL, but that won't work out very well. Robert and Michael, this is going to go down to the final lap here, ladies and gentlemen. Opal and Robert scrapping it out, absolutely going at it for position, for 6th I should say, for 6th position. Is he going to manage to hold him off? Yes he is, but Opal obviously had to take the inside line. Now at the final lap, Olaf coming out of the chicane, Gary getting a little bit of a wobble. The cars are not set up for that chicane. They want to be as low to the ground as possible to give them the maximum suction to the track. Opal managed to get around Robert, it looked to me. We'll see if we can have another look at that overtake though. Was it pushed to pass? Yeah, he pushed him wide on the inside of turn. Oh no, Robert had a moment, it looked. Robert got the entry to turn, oh sorry, the entry to turn 5 all wrong and given Opal the chance to just drive away. Interesting. Anyway, MDC has got his sights set on the podium, taking a huge amount of curb there. Will he be able to gain any time? Probably got a penalty for it, yeah. Stuck in the replay. There we go. MDC 2.5 seconds off the back of Gary, who just got a bit sideways there. I keep zooming in on people and they're sideways and it's like, oh no, they're gonna spin, and then they just catch it because these cars are so sticky. Vita down in 14th. Unlucky Louis, not the outcome you were hoping for, I'm sure, but Vita will be glad to know that he has supporters. Olaf then taking the 3rd and final win of the night, swiftly followed by Gary the German. Not even going to try to pronounce his name. GTSRL brings home a stunning drive after an early battle with Opal, puts it 3rd place. MDC follows in 4th. Lawrence will bring it home in 5th. A frustrating result, I'm sure. He will look back on that with anger. Opal bring it home in 6th after managing to get around Robert the Micro and having that mistake. Luco and Dutchman will bring it home 8th and 9th, and Bacchus will bring it 10th. will make it the top 10. Mogger brings it to 11. KLS 12. Jenkster will cross the line with Victor, who's just had a moment there. We'll have a look, see what happened to him. Looked to me like he just got the exit all wrong. Yeah, just had a bit of a spin. Unlucky for him. Didn't cost him any positions though. So 13th. Not too bad. There are your final results. I think the German might have had to go, but it is victory yet again for Olaf here at Dragon Trail Gardens. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with himself after taking a triple victory, leading pretty much every single lap of that. Brilliant drive from him. King of the Karts will start soon, I think, if they're still doing that. But what a drive from this man right here, Olaf. If that's it, I think I'm not getting anything from race control, so I believe that will be it. Just listening out for MDC. Doesn't look like he's got much to say. That was a brilliant race from everyone involved. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed commentating on it. Again, Paul will, I believe it will be, I will leave you in the competent hands of Lioness next week, who will be taking the reins. If you did enjoy this one, guys, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Any support is appreciated. I'm not really trying to grow this channel, but if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Mainly just my F1 races and the Dirt Rally 2 Championship that I have in Driver's Room. If you want to join Driver's Room, let me know. If you want to join GTSRL, get in contact with me on Discord and I will send you an invite. My @ is @frog9714. You can also message me on Instagram at _themeanfrog_. Other than that, that has been it from me, I think. Let's have a look in the chat. Yep, we are going for King of the Cars, maybe? Let's have a look. Gary being the funny man, of course. Finished on time for once. Yep, it's cut. I'm going to end the stream here, lads. Thank you very much for watching. If you are watching this with a beer in hand, drink responsibly. I will see you next stream. Goodbye.